For a New York-based finance company making global headlines for its damning reports, Viceroy's website looks unusually bland.
Viceroy is, from what we know, because until about a month ago, nobody really knew anything about Viceroy. That's the starting point. And I think how they became famous was after publishing the research report on Steinhoff. And that particular research report obviously made them very famous. This was the research company from the US that was investigating Steinhoff and all the dealings within Steinhoff. And we all know what happened. Steinhoff share price collapsed. Lots of fund managers lost a lot of money because of that investment in Steinhoff. And that's how Viceroy became famous.
Linzwane says initial interest generated by Viceroy's report into Steinhoff has now turned into suspicion in the financial markets.
When you look at the report, it was the first time I see a report like that, being circulated on all kinds of media, social media, you name it. Usually you get a report that comes in a certain way, in a professional way, and also when you're a researcher researching a company, you always give the company, the management of the company, the rights to respond to certain allegations, or you also interview them. In this case, Capitec has refuted ever being contacted by Viceroy. They've never heard of Viceroys before. They've never been given an opportunity to sit down and for Viceroys to try and understand some of the businesses that Capitec runs. And therefore, for me, that immediately says is there's some motives, some ulterior motives behind the research.
There is suspicion that Viceroy's driving motive is making profits and not just exposing financial irregularities.
It's a sell-side research company, with close ties to one of the hedge funds in the US, and that's all we know about. It's run by about three individuals with not so much track record, particularly within the financial industry. But one of the founding members, we believe, or from what we hear, is that it used to be a social worker in the UK, and he's partnered with 2 Australians. So very little we know of Viceroy. But all we know is that this is a research company that has moved the markets tremendously over the past couple of months, particularly in South Africa.
National Treasury has ordered an investigation of Viceroy by the Financial Services Board. It also wants US and UK authorities to investigate the company. Viceroy has responded via a tweet that it's open to any investigation by the South African authorities. Bongeni Muchwa, SABC News, Johannesburg.